Now start. Thank you.
Mom,
we're all ready.
When I was real big, like a mama, I was a mommy. And I went all in the desert. And I saw a hurt man. I saw a hurt man. And I ran back to that hurt man. And I just checked if he was okay. And I had to carry him all the way to then a car came along. Then I drove it, and it made me go to the doctor, and I bring it to the doctor. They had to put it on a wrapper. And then they gave him a shot, and then they put him in a machine, and it tickled the guy, and then it put lotion on him, and then it put wash machine on it, and then it put golf balls on it.
Oh my goodness.
And then when he came out, he looked funny. He had a suit on. He had a Burger King. He had Burger King. He had a pancake on his face when he first came out.
Oh my goodness.
Sydney, look at the
He had
face.
a pancake on his face.
And then what happened?
And then what happened?
And then they took it off of him, and he had spiders on his head.
Oh, so then what'd you do?
Then they cut his hair off, and then he had blood on his head.
Oh my goodness.
And then he had to put him in the washing machine again. When they first took him out, he had pickles on his head.
Pickles.
Yep, and then they had to slide the pickles off, and then they had to give him another shot to put him back in there. When they first picked him up out there, he had eyeballs all over his head.
Oh my goodness.
And then when he gave him another shot, and then the doctor got a big old ball in his throat. And then it came out and went boom on the head.
It did.
And then it bounced off onto the baby's head. And then the baby had to go to the mushroom seat. This was crazy.
Crazy. That sounds crazy.
All of her teeth came out.
No.
Isn't that so funny? And then they had to get a shot on the tongue. And then when they first picked her in the monster thing, they opened her mouth and she had only 2 tongues.
2 tongues.
2 tongues.
Oh my goodness.
And then when they switched it, they had 5 tongues on the baby. And then when they cut them, they went all over her eyes.
Oh my goodness.
And then they slimed her eyes off. And then when they first took her out of the machine, she had eyes all over her face.
Oh my goodness.
How did it end?
And then they had to cut the main head open. But
No.
it didn't hurt him. This hurt a little bit. And then he had blood. They had to cut his skin off.
Oh my goodness.
And it hurt a lot. And then when they cut his skin off, there's spiders all over the place.
No way.
When they had a red button inside of him, then they find him.
Did they go back to the forest?
No, it was a doctor.
Oh,
Doctors don't go in the forest.
of course not.
No, they don't go in the forest.
Wrong story. My bad.
Wrong story.
Wow.
And then
So how did it end? How did you get back?
Daddy, wait. So I saw a big monster in front of me, and then I ran back to the doctor. I said, "Doctor, there's one big monster out there." And then they are screaming and laughing.
They were.
And then when they first went out there, they
my goodness.
Wow.
Then they saw another monster and it was teeny. When they had a white button on them, they pushed it and it turned it. And then they turned the doctor's thing into a house.
Oh my goodness.
And then they turned it to mommy and dad.
Wow.
And
And is
then,
Wow, what
that
a
how the
story.
story ends?
yeah.
That was a great
That
story.
was great, honey. I love that story. What's the name of that story?
I call it Pickle Story because I have pickles.
That was great. I love
And
it.
I have one more
Love the pickle
story.
story.